Welcome into the Pro Football Chase podcast. It's Isaac Saenz with you. Joining me today for an interview is Arizona cornerback Jace Whittaker. Whittaker tallied 158 total tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 7 interceptions, and 34 pass defenses in 4 seasons for the Wildcats. Jace, thanks for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me today. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Just continuing to get these draft prospects on and putting out interviews. And so when Ross Jones, your agent, connected with me, I was glad to accommodate you, man. And I wanted to, again, congratulate you on a great career at Arizona. Before we get going, I always like to recap your college career before we get into some NFL-based questions. So you played your freshman, sophomore, and junior seasons at Arizona, and I saw you ended up getting a medical red shirt for your senior season due to hamstring and elbow injuries. Can you talk a little bit more about the challenges you faced in 2018 and how you overcame them?
Yeah, man. I think I just caught a string of bad luck when it came with injuries. I mean, it's a part of the game, like my dad's always taught me. And it's not really what happens to you, but how you bounce back. So I really had nothing to dwell on except look forward to instead.
I saw that you come from a sports family. So when did you first start playing football?
I started playing football when I was 7 years old. My dad actually tried to sign me up for flag football at 6, but I told him it was pads or no football at all.
Yeah, man, I saw that article because I was looking up some stuff on you, and I was reading through that article where you were kind of upset because your dad wanted you to go the flag football route, but you wanted to play tackle, and it kind of went on about how you've had this underdog mentality, how you've always had this chip on your shoulder to prove doubters wrong. So, Jace, talk a little bit more about that, where you come from, your background, and what gets you focused and locked in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my father played professional baseball with the White Sox. I have an older brother, 4 years older than me. So everything was competitive. Everything we did, whether it was video games or finishing chores faster in the house. But yeah, the whole story with football for me, it was like I got to go to my brother's games, wake up real early when I didn't want to, and I had to support him and watch him. And I love playing football with the neighborhood kids. And I felt like I was sitting the bench for those years, having to go to his games and watch him. And I always used to tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm better than him. I know I could do it. And so that's what really drove me is that competitive nature. I always had it in me, thanks to my brother, thanks to my dad, instilling that in me at such a young age.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's incredible. Always like to learn the background behind every prospect and what gets you going. So what can you say about the Arizona football program and the impact it had on you the last 5 years?
Oh, I mean, they gave me an opportunity that I'm more than thankful for. They gave me an opportunity to come in and play Division I football and ultimately give me a stepping stone to my dream goal, which is to play in the NFL. And so they were nothing but supportive of me. You know, they gave me open arms when it came to competing, and I did just that. I went in, I competed. Like you said, I got to play all 4 years, started some games as a freshman. And really that just taught me how to work harder at my craft while I was there at Arizona. And thanks to the coaching staff that came through, I mean, I had so many different coaches. I got to learn from so many different experts.
You finished your final season with 55 total tackles, 2 for loss, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, 34 for your career, which is 4th in school history. Jace, I saw that you were thrown a curveball and played some safety last season, which is obviously not your natural position. How did you handle that position switch mid-season, and what effects did it have on your 2019 performance?
I definitely was given a chance to play a different position. And it was a challenge to me. I took it as another challenge in life. And I wanted to do it and hopefully do it better than the coaches thought I could. and they wanted me to do it. We had a lot of young players on the field. We changed some of our schemes up, the lingo, but at the end of the day, it was football to me. And they knew they needed somebody like another coach on the field, and I knew I could do that for my team. So I did that, and I did it to my best ability I thought I could. And I honestly thought it was fun. It was fun being able to play football at a different position on the field, because not many people get to do that. The island is like no other, but then being at safety is also very different. It's like a bird's eye view of the game while you're in the game.
And how do you think that versatility and your experience at safety is going to help benefit you in the NFL?
Oh, I think it's going to benefit me well. I mean, it gives me one experience in doing it. So they know I'm capable of playing different positions. I think it shows my craft and how I study the game. I take pride in how I study the game, and how the positions are all supposed to be played. So I think that opens up some value for me.
Now, moving beyond your playing days at Arizona, you were the only Wildcat to participate in the 2020 East-West Shrine Game, which is one of several college all-star games available for prospects. What was that experience like, and how did it benefit you in terms of capturing some scouts' attention?
Oh, like you said, I mean, it's definitely a chance to capture scouts' attention. I mean, you got to get invited to the game, and I was lucky enough to have gotten invited, compete against some really good NFL prospects that played in the game as well. I mean, and really, I think it helped me because I was out there competing. Playing football, that's what I live to do, and it was another week long for me to put performance on.
Jace, I'm looking at your numbers, man, and I'm going to go back to them. I mean, 6 pass breakups, you got 3 picks. So how do your ball skills and your ability to track the ball out in space against receivers, against slot receivers, make you stand out from other draft-eligible defensive backs?
Oh, I mean, I think my ball skills is what sets me apart personally. I think when the ball's in the air, I kind of turn into the receiver. I go up, I get the ball. I feel like the ball is being thrown to me, so it's my job to go up and come down with it. And I think that's one of my specialties in my game, honestly.
How can you be a factor on special teams? As we know, sometimes that special teams route is a big time opportunity for players and draft prospects to get your foot in the door, so to speak. So how can you come in to an NFL organization and have an immediate impact in that realm?
Yeah, I mean, I think I could actually come in and play special teams, and I think I would love it actually. It's football at the end of the day, and I'm a dog. So any chance you give me to compete, I'm going to give it my all. I'm not picky at all when it comes to special teams. I love football, like I said, and that's part of the game. And I enjoy competing, so that gives me another chance to do so.
What is your approach on film study? How do you make sure you're always one step ahead of your opponents?
Oh man, it's film, film, film. That's all it is. It's film, 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 and it's writing what I see down while I'm watching the film, going over it with my coach, asking what he sees, what he thinks about what I've written down, and film is everything to me. I mean, Chuck Cecil, the great legend of Arizona, I was lucky enough to pick up some few tips from him on how to watch film. He showed me how to advance my film game in the film room. So I was thankful for that.
Now, we know with the coronavirus outbreak and everything that has happened, Arizona's Pro Day was postponed. So did you already have your own workout? Are you planning one? What's that process been like?
So we already had a workout. We filmed one with the gym I was working out at in Las Vegas. It was called Phase One. So I got my numbers out. We got it recorded and sent out to the NFL teams.
And do you feel like you've had some pretty good dialogue and some interest from NFL teams that continue to evaluate you ahead of April's draft?
Yes, yes, sir. I feel like I've gotten some teams to show interest, and in God's time, I pray multiple teams begin to come through and show their interest. And really, I'm just waiting for draft day.
I know, man. It's coming up. We're finally in the month of April. It seems like that month of March really drug out considering, all the things that have been going on, Jace. But you mentioned you've been training up in Vegas. Are you still there or have you returned home? And what have you been doing to stay in shape right now?
Yeah, so I've returned back to Tucson. I'm actually finishing up a class right now online. It's for my master's program. And I'm doing homework and I'm working out during the day. It's really, things haven't changed for me, other than not being able to work out at the school. I'm thankful to have weights at the house. I'm keeping myself busy working out at home, going running, and then finishing up my master's program.
Hats off to you for going for your master's, and I'm sure you'll be wrapping that up soon. That's awesome. Anytime a player like you who plays D1 sports or any level of college sports, that just speaks volumes about how you value production both on and off the field, man. So congrats on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Say this is your final message to NFL scouts, as mentioned to you. I get a lot of traffic from NFL executives who follow the page, follow the podcast, so this is going to be out for them to hear. What do you want them to know about your passion, your drive, your motivation to excel and make others around you better?
Absolutely. I want them to know that I'm a fiery competitor who loves the game of football and wants to learn as much as possible. I'm not stingy with what I learn. I'm a natural leader. I've been told that a lot. And I enjoy helping the man next to me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about winning a championship. And I want to be a part of a team who shares the same values. And if they don't, I'm going to bring my values to the table, because I'm a man who understands what I want in life.
That's well said right there, Jace Whittaker, corner out of Arizona. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time to join the podcast today, man. I enjoyed chatting with you. I wish you nothing but the best as you continue your preparations for the NFL draft and you finish up your school. I know that God will open up the right door for you, man, and timing is all that it takes. So keep up the hard work, and we'll definitely be in contact.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Isaac. It was a great time.
Yes, sir. Take care and stay safe, man.
God bless.